Let me ask you a question. That sleek piece of glass and metal in your hand, you ever stop and think, is this thing a tool that I control? Or is it more like a perfectly designed cage? I know, it sounds a little dramatic, but stick with me, because today we're going to dive into a pretty wild idea. That your phone might not just be designed to be helpful, it might be designed to detain you. You know the feeling. Come on, you definitely know it. You've got like 10 seconds of downtime, waiting for the microwave, sitting at a red light, and before you even think, your hand just moves. You unlock your phone, and your thumb starts that endless journey, scrolling, but for what? What are you actually looking for? You've no idea. It's just a hunt, a constant, aimless search for some kind of quick reward. If that hits home, well, you're going to want to see this. And hey, while we're getting started, if you're into figuring out the hidden designs that shape our lives, make sure you're subscribed. So, is that feeling just an accident? You know, a weird side effect of having amazing technology? Or is something else going on here? Something a lot more deliberate? Well, in this explainer, we're basically opening an investigation. We want to know, is your phone, by its very nature, designed for detention? Remember that phrase. It's the key that's going to unlock this whole thing for us. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. To really understand the trap, you first have to understand the bait. And the secret isn't in the silicon chips or the lines of code. Nope. The secret is actually inside your own head. It's time to uncover the chemical that's pulling all the strings. Everybody, meet dopamine. It's the main character in our story today. Now, you've probably heard of it as the pleasure chemical, right? But that's not the whole picture. Really, dopamine is all about motivation. It's the little voice in your brain that says, whoa, pay attention. That thing over there could be good for you. It's what drives you to seek out things you need by promising a little treat at the end. So here's where it gets crazy. This ancient survival chemical in our brains is being totally hijacked by our phones. And it all works in this simple, incredibly powerful 4-step loop. Step 1, the trigger. Your phone buzzes, dings, or lights up. Step 2, the action. Without even thinking, you grab it. Step 3, the reward. You see a like, a comment, a new cat video, and boom, your brain gets a tiny little hit of dopamine, and the cycle starts all over again. Trigger, action, reward. Trigger, action, reward. Every single time you do it, that pathway in your brain gets stronger and stronger. Okay, so if that dopamine loop is the engine that keeps us locked up, what are the actual tools they use to build the prison walls? We're back to our key phrase, because this isn't happening by chance. It is designed for detention. Let's look at the specific features built right into your favorite apps that are there for one reason, to kickstart that dopamine loop as often as possible. So it really boils down to 3 master tools. First up, notifications. Those little red dots, the banners, the buzzes, they are scientifically engineered to create anxiety. They're screaming at your brain, look at me now, something important might be happening without you. Then you've got the infinite scroll. Think about it. A TV show ends, a book has a final page, your social media feed, it literally never ends. It just keeps offering up an endless river of potential little rewards, so you never have a reason to stop looking. And finally, the most powerful, most addictive tool of them all, intermittent rewards. This right here explains everything. A predictable reward is like getting your paycheck. It's good, you count on it, but it's not thrilling. You know it's coming. But an intermittent reward, that's a slot machine in Vegas. You pull the lever, maybe you win big, maybe you get nothing. It's the maybe, the uncertainty that is so insanely addictive. And every time you pull down to refresh your feed, you're pulling the lever on a digital slot machine. Will there be a new like, a new message? You just don't know. And that's what keeps you pulling and pulling and pulling. And look, don't just take my word for it. Listen to Dr. Anna Lembke, a professor of psychiatry over at Stanford. She says these devices are providing digital dopamine 24/7, effectively designed to exploit the reward pathways in the human brain. It's not a bug. It's the entire point of the feature. The design is absolutely intentional. And by the way, if you find this kind of breakdown useful, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. It helps us keep making them. So, we get the science, we see the design, but what's the actual cost? What is the price we pay for living in this state of digital detention? Because this goes way beyond just wasting a few hours. It has real, tangible, and often negative effects on our actual lives. And when you look at the data, the picture gets pretty clear and, frankly, a little grim. 35% of people report having serious trouble concentrating. Their brains have been rewired to need a new distraction every few seconds. 30% report a big spike in anxiety, that constant pressure, the fear of missing out. And maybe saddest of all, 25% say it's damaged their real-life relationships. You're sitting across from someone you love, but you're not really there. You're phubbing them, snubbing them for your phone. And finally, 10% report this nagging feeling of emptiness. All that stimulation, all that connection, and yet they feel hollow. And this goes so much deeper than just a bad habit. People actually report feeling what they describe as chemical withdrawal symptoms when they put their phones down. It's not just feeling bored. It's an actual agitation, a restlessness, this intense urge to just pick up the phone to make the bad feeling stop. That's a huge red flag that your brain's chemistry has been physically altered. So if you boil it all down to one single major neurological impact, this is it. Your natural dopamine balance gets all out of whack. When your brain gets used to these constant, easy artificial highs from your phone, the normal stuff in the real world, like a beautiful sunset or a great conversation, it starts to feel boring. It can't compete. The baseline for what your brain considers rewarding gets pushed way, way up. And that leads us to this massive, weird paradox of the modern world. We were told these things would connect us like never before, and in a way they have. We have thousands of online friends, and yet study after study shows people are feeling more lonely than ever. We've traded deep, meaningful, real-world bonds for shallow digital interactions. It's the ultimate irony. Man, it all sounds pretty bleak, doesn't it? This powerful system designed to detain us is literally rewiring our brains. But is there a way out? Is there an escape plan? The answer is absolutely yes. And it doesn't start with smashing your phone with a hammer. It starts with something way more powerful. Here it is. The single most important first step you can take to break free is just understanding the design. It's knowing that the crazy urge you feel to check your phone isn't a personal failure. It's not you being weak. It's a calculated response to a system that was built to make you feel that way. So next time your phone buzzes, you can actually say to yourself, there it is, the dopamine loop, the intermittent reward system trying to get me. Just that awareness, that's you taking back the power. And once you have that awareness, you can start taking back control. Now, some people go for the nuclear option and switch back to a basic dumb phone, one that just calls and texts. They're giving up the slot machine entirely. But the goal is the same for all of us, to regain control. It's about making technology work for you again, not the other way around. It's about you deciding where your time and your attention go. So after all of this, we're left with one final question. Now that you know the secrets behind the screen, the dopamine loop, the slot machine effect, the intentional design, what do you do now? Are you going to be a conscious user, in control of your tools? Or will you just remain a prisoner, trapped in a system you now understand completely? The choice, as they say, is yours. If this explainer helped you understand the game a little better, make sure you subscribe to know more. We try to pull back the curtain on the hidden systems that shape our world every single week. Thanks for watching.